and here we go.
Hello, bienvenidos a otro episodio más de Not Your Typical Latina.
Hola.
¿Cómo están mis latinas?
Muy bien. Súper bien, aquí al 100, hombre.
Ya sé, ya los extrañaban allá, ya teníamos como...
That's okay. All right, guys, we are about to jump into the Detail app. I want to see if this can fully auto edit my podcast, as in scene switch, going from speaker to speaker. And I will have 4 speakers on this app. So let's jump right in. We are on my phone right now. We have the Detail app. So if you want to get it, you're going to have to go to the App Store. And you guys, I am not sponsored by them. I just was like, I do a lot of podcasting and I wanted to see if they could do all of my auto scene switching from speaker to speaker, because I use either CapCut or Premiere Pro with the AutoPod feature. So let's jump into this right here. Here's how you would actually do it. And again, guys, you can only do this on the Pro option, so be mindful of that. So what you're going to do, if you don't already have what you did on this app, you're going to import it. So we're going to go to the plus icon on the bottom, and then you're going to go to this right button right here, import. You're going to press that and you're going to go to import from photos. So you do have to have it on your phone already. So you're going to go to import from photos, and I'm going to scroll down and it's right here. So we're going to click that, and then you're going to add it in, and it's going to import, and it's going to put you right onto the actual podcast. So let's go back out of that home. So I already have it in there, but I'm going to show you what you're going to do from scratch. So you're going to highlight that, and you have your options right here. So what I have here is I have 4 speakers from 2 scenes. So I had a camera looking at them and a camera looking at them, as in a phone, or if you have something else, cool. And then I went and I made something on CapCut. I will put a link up top, so if you want to watch that and you want to do something like this, perfect. All right, so this is all set in stone. And again, I've already done all of like how they sound, right? Because if you look, you have a mic. They all have their own tracks, and I already did all of the EQ and all that extra stuff. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go to this top spot, and what I do, I make this one again, as in I create this again. So I'm going to go to podcast edit. Cool. Then from there, it's going to make one more. Make sure this one has a box around it, because if I do this one on the top, the default, it now has a box around it. So let's come back to the podcast option, right? So we have it highlighted right there. So now you have 2 options on how to do that. You could come in here and you can press the auto edit right here on the bottom, but right here, since you are already in it, right, you can come down and you can scroll over right here, and you're going to press auto edit right here. And then we're going to scroll over to the podcast option. If you use this option right here, talking head, guys, it cuts out so much of what you are going to actually do or speak on or on what they speak on. It cuts it up bad. So we're going to highlight the podcast option. If you want captions on, you can leave it on. But for if you're gonna do a podcast, I would say turn those off, and then you're gonna press continue there. And I will put up here on how long this actually takes. All right, cool. After all that's said and done, here's what you have to do. You're going to go in and kind of hear who is speaking. Okay, so for this one right here, this top spot, if you want certain things to zoom and kind of go over to who's speaking, you will have to crop in or zoom in to who's speaking. What I do, because there is two scenes, as in like how I was saying that there's two angles on one, what you're going to do is you're going to zoom in and try and get the best you can to only get that one, I guess, frame or shot in, and make sure you have this lined up with what you're going to use. As in, I'm going to show you in a bit because I have to do a certain view as well for her on the right here. So just, I would say right now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to line up the top spot so it's perfect there. And then I want to go all the way over right. So here is right and this is left, right? So what I'm trying to do is line this top spot up as best as I can. And then over here, I'm going to zoom in as much as possible. And again, I want to pick something I could use to go off of. So I'm going to come to the top. I'm just going to do it off of the top purple, that line. I'm going to do it as best as I can. And I'm going to press OK. And then you're going to do that for the rest of them. Okay, so this one, it's going to be her on the very right. She is, okay, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go to the very left, right? And it does have some pink out, so I'm going to try and line myself up as best as possible on this. So that's that one. And then I'm going to come down to the bottom as well. I'm going to zoom in on her. Let's try and get some of that pink out if you want. Cool. You're going to press OK, and then you're going to do that again. So this one is her mic number 2. So again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. And here is where you want these practically lined up with each other, because if not, it's going to look weird. So we're going to do that. It's the exact same shot for her on the left. So I'm going to zoom into her. Let's get her in frame. Cool. You're going to do that. And we got one more to do. Okay, so this is her on the left again. So you're going to try and do that exact same shot because if it comes back to her and it's off a bit, it'll kind of go up and down. It's a bit weird. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Let's hit this top one and come to this bottom. And you are all good to go. We're going to press that button. That was fast. That is crazy. So here is what it gave me right here. So we're going to press that, and here we go.
Hello, bienvenidas, bienvenidos a otro episodio más de Not Your Typical Latina.
Hola, hola, hola.
¿Cómo están mis latinas?
Muy bien. Súper bien, aquí al 100, hombre.
Ya sé, ya los extrañaban allá, ya teníamos como...
That's okay, but if you guys look on the bottom here, there's the no more splits. So if you come into here, let's see what we got.
Okay. Pues gracias a ustedes que me invitaron y...
Nice. So it switched speakers. So, and like how I was saying earlier, if you didn't have this one in frame, if we zoomed in on her just a bit, like how I was saying to have these on point, like as in come over here, zoom in, and it was off. Let's just say right here. Let's just do that. We're going to come in.
Okay.
You see how it moved over just a hair. So you have to get that on point. So let's make sure that looks good. Let's see how this one looks.
Ya sabes, te queremos mucho. No poco tiempo. No, yo creo que ya llevamos a la...
Yeesh. So personally, for me, I would switch out these, how it pans left to right. I do not like that. So what I'm going to do is we can go down and below and go to transitions. Right here, and I'm gonna go to none. So you have your options, right? You could come over, it's gonna scale in, scale that. That's where it's set right now, or you can do a flash. That's crazy. Nah, so I just do none, and then you're going to apply to all clips.
Hello, bienvenidas, bienvenidos a otro...
You're gonna come here.
Latina.
Hola, hola, hola.
¿Cómo están Mis latinas.
Súper bien,
So
aquí al 100, hombre.
that right there is cool. But if I want all of them to show, as in, let's just say if I wanted this clip right here, so I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna go to split, and then I want to highlight that track. And then from there, I'm going to come up over here to framing. And then from there, let's come out here to reset zoom. And then it's going to go back to what you had. So you're gonna come in
Súper
here.
bien, aquí al 100, hombre.
Ya sé, ya los extrañaban allá. Ya teníamos como.
Cool, you want that. Let's just say you're gonna come over here.
Ay, no, pues muchas gracias por sintonizar otra vez aquí con nosotras.
So it is all up to you. Personally, it's decent at it. I want something where I could come in and be like, okay, I want to do this, boom, and it's going to scene switch all of what you installed. And it's crazy because you cannot overlay two things you imported, as in you can in CapCut or Premiere Pro or something of that sort. I would say no, but it all depends on what you are doing. If you don't want something crazy like 3 scenes, like this one right here. So this is a scene, and then this as well is a scene. So it's a 3 scene or a 3 shot podcast. Right now it is $11.99 if you wanted to try this app out and all that kind of stuff. If you got something you want to say, questions or comments or whatever, put them down below. I will get back to you. Like, subscribe, and I will put these up on the screen. It's going to help you a little bit more with the content creation. Have a good day.